Today, I'm going to talk about why your parents might struggle to like you as a person. Many of your parents might have been the first person to make you feel disliked. They might have even acted as your first bully. Over the years, so many people have shared with me that they felt that their parents just didn't simply like them. And the painful truth is that in some cases, certain parents genuinely do harbor negative feelings toward their children. And this is especially true for emotionally immature parents who are often overwhelmed with their own issues, their problems, their own emotions, and a lot of times they're even in competition with their own children. Some parents have children not out of a genuine desire to nurture a new life, to foster the individuality of the child, but they end up having a child for many different reasons, because it's expected, to maintain a certain image, or even due to society or family pressures, being asked, when is it that you're having a baby? I want a grandchild. Now, this can be a really uncomfortable truth to acknowledge, that some of our parents struggle to like us, especially because this isn't something that's discussed often in society. But I will let you know, it is much more common than you think. And addressing it is, in my opinion, crucial, because by talking about it, we can reduce the shame that we feel surrounding these experiences, having this awareness and these feelings without having an understanding of why this might be the case. Doing this creates space for healing. Sometimes the reasons behind having children are not about us at all as children, but are about, again, fulfilling an image, responding to pressure, and it's not coming from a true desire to nurture and love a separate and different individual. So now, let's talk about some of the reasons why emotionally immature parents in particular might not like their children. The first reason is, as a child, you're in a state of dependency. And emotionally immature parents often struggle with children simply because of the amount of needs they have, the amount of care that they require, and the amount of overwhelming emotions that they experience. These individuals, as children themselves, likely didn't get their own needs met. So now it's understandable that they might struggle or even dislike anyone that feels fully dependent on them. Being they have this difficulty with emotional intimacy, being needed, being wanted even, can bring up a lot of uncomfortable emotions. And parents that have struggled with their own trauma in their own childhood often misrepresent their children's cues. They can't even tell when a need is happening, and if they do, the need itself feels overwhelming and feels threatening. For these parents, a child's need can feel like an obstacle to their own life, to their own needs, and ultimately to their own happiness. Another reason, second reason, that emotionally immature parents might struggle to like their children is because of their autonomy. Emotionally immature parents value compliance over independence. They don't expect their children to be their own person, to have their own thoughts, their own opinions, their own wants, their own desires, their own emotions. They would rather instead that their child just be well behaved, be easy to control, be a positive reflection on them as a parent and them as a family. Healthy parents encourage their children's individuality or their difference. They're able to set boundaries and give space of separation, allowing their child to develop their own viewpoints. But emotionally immature parents often view their child's separateness or their autonomy as a betrayal. And this can lead to criticism, to shaming, and even to emotional reactivity, erupting or shutting down when a child needs or wants space, ultimately attempting to force the child right back in line, right back into a state of control. The third reason that emotionally immature parent might struggle to like you as a child is your curiosity and your state of growth. As you get older, we'll all naturally encounter a lot of new experiences, a lot of new ideas. We'll meet new people. As soon as we step out of our family, we'll experience new relationship dynamics most of the time. And we'll end up naturally then comparing our experience or our family to other people. Because when we're younger, we only know our family's way of doing things. We imagine every family on the block that we live on looks the same, operates the same. But as we grow up, we start to realize that things may not be the way they are for other people. Our family might operate differently. We become curious about these differences. We allow them into our own experience. The reality is emotionally immature parents often resist these outside influences, and they really disliked being questioned. They don't like to be asked about their parenting. They don't like these differences to be observed to them, and they feel it as a threat. So as you begin to develop your own perspective and share it with your parents, they react as if it's the threat that they perceive it to be. A fourth reason why emotionally immature parents might struggle to like you as a child is that you take away focus from them. Again, children demand a lot of attention, which can be destabilizing and dysregulating for emotionally immature parents. A really common example of this is a couple has a baby and the other parent begins to resent the child, the infant, because his partner focus shifts naturally to caring for the infant. A healthy partner will understand that the baby in development needs attention and that this is a natural shift in dynamics in relationships where children are involved. However, emotionally immature parents might become competitive with their child for the attention of the other parent. They might even create conflict between themselves and their partner in an effort to regain focus. Negative attention sometimes is better than no attention at all. And the final reason that emotionally immature parents might struggle to like you as a child is based on your ability to form and to maintain relationships. Emotionally immature parents struggle within their own relationships. A lot of you have probably witnessed this in their interactions with other people, whether it's the co-parent, co-workers, friends, or even yourself and your siblings. So when they see you forming close friendships, relationships, entering romantic partnerships, it can trigger in them their own feelings of inadequacy. On a subconscious level, meaning outside of their awareness, they might recognize their own struggles with relationships. And so then they end up feeling insecure when they see you thriving in them. And this can lead them sometimes at an extreme to sabotage your relationship, to gossip about your friends, your partners, your loved ones, or to install moments or reasons calling questions around our ability to trust the people that we have in our lives. Your relationships can highlight within your emotionally immature parents the shortcomings that they feel and experience in their own relationships. Now, of course, these are just a few of the reasons why emotionally immature parents might struggle with their child's independence, growth, evolution in relationships. So if any or all of this maybe resonates with you, please know that you are not alone. You're not crazy for having these feelings, maybe before now not having the words for what was going on and why you felt that way from your parents towards your parents. And please also know that you absolutely have the power now as an adult to become the loving, supportive parent that you have may not had, but that you've always deserved. And I'd love to hear from those of you listening. How did your parents feel about you in childhood? Leave it in the comments below.